Okay, everyone, it's Red with reddragonleo.com, and today we certainly had an up day. It took me by surprise. I did not expect us to go up this much. I was expecting an up day, as I said in the video yesterday, but I was not expecting this big of a move up. I was expecting it to put in a lower top than the current top and be more like the April area right here, where we went up 1, 2 and fell short of it, then turned the next day and went down the whole day. I'm still looking for that to happen, but it's not looking likely after such a big day today. I'm wondering if tomorrow, if we don't have maybe a blow-off top in the morning, a peak, and then a sell-off the rest of the day, closing not hugely down, but down, putting in a nice topping candle. That's really what I'd like to see. Whether or not that's going to happen or not, I don't know. This thing is awful manipulated right now and bullish right now. I mean, there's no reason for it to go this high. It was just purely manipulation. That's all it was. Certainly it should have went up based upon the charts, but there was no reason for it to go up this high. This was just total nonsense. But we're dealing with Madman Bernanke and his printing press, and so he just keeps on printing the money and causes it just to keep on going. Bears can't get more than one solid day down, and if you miss this day, then you're screwed. I mean, you lost out on everything there if you missed that one down day. So it's very, very frustrating. If we look here at the 60-minute chart, you remember I said yesterday it looked like we were going to pop and go higher. I thought we might go up here 1, maybe 2, but not all the way up here to 3. That was ridiculous there on that. I thought down here I was actually thinking that we could go up. I don't know if I said up to 2.5, but that did shock me that we went up that high. Obviously, we are quite overbought right now on the 60. The MACDs are still moving up though, unfortunately. So that would support a pop in the morning, and whether or not it rolls back down or not will depend upon the other charts as well. So I'm thinking that they will do that they will manipulate the ADP numbers like they usually do and pop us in the morning, and then allow this thing to roll back down the rest of the day, closing the day down a little, and then possibly if all the charts are aligned and it's still pointing down for the next day, then possibly we will go down pretty decently on Thursday, and then recycle back up for a pop higher on Friday to close out the week. Still down, but putting in a lower histogram tower here, but retracing some of this big move. So you look at it over here at this huge histogram tower over here, and you can see it did go up and it rolled down and continued down and finally went negative. Now, at this particular time, the market actually was trending up, but I don't think that that's going to be the case at this point. I think that we're going to pop in the morning because number one, we got a bull flag, and you know that bear flags don't work, only bull flags work. It's a new rule in the stock market here. Ben Bernanke rule: only bull patterns work, bear patterns always fail. So just always remember that. So this is a bull flag up, sideways consolidation. That means we should pop up above this resistance line that's drawn here, as well as this. I guess you'd call that a megaphone pattern. But I think we're going to pop higher. Go up here to where, I don't know. It depends. You can easily pop 13.13, 13.16, 13.17. It's hard to say. It's really, there's nothing up there that I know resistance wise where it could stop it right now. So But as it pops up higher, of course, I still think this is going to roll over. I think it's going to be a quick pop. And I really think it's going to look very similar to this pop back. Let's see. There's one here as a pop up, and then a close down. That candle there. I think it could look possibly like that. You pop up and then you close down, then close down harder the next day. You know, that's it's common for them to do this, to pop it up there to clear out anybody that went short today. You can look back at some previous times. They've done this numerous times, popped up. They didn't do it here, which was a rare occasion, but they did kind of trick everyone when they sold off down here and then reversed it the whole day. But that one was a surprise. I'm surprised they didn't pop up there before they sold off nicely. But they did here back here in April as well. They went up 2 days, popped up, cleared the overhead stops a little bit, and then sold off down, and then they did this move up, which I was really thinking this is about where we're at right now. Yeah, of course it's not going to be exactly the same, so there's no way of knowing, but similarities is all I'm looking for here. So we moved up. I didn't think it was going to take this out, but it did. So, you know, if we have a down day tomorrow, maybe not this big red day, but more like this first one. And then Thursday, more like this day. Just, again, speculation on where the 60-minute chart should fall to. And then maybe a day like this, a reversal on Friday, still leaving the market down for the week, but not very much. And kind of leaving that indecision in everybody's mouth. And then Monday just open, gap down, and then just tank on Monday. Because it's the end of the Legatus Pilgrimage on the 7th. So that would kind of support this. But I don't know the actual rules on this. I think it's 3 touches on each side. And this trend line here, I don't know if it's touching right there or not, but there's 1 touch, 2. If it's touching on that tag, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. If this line is drawn correctly, I didn't draw this line, to make it a pattern and to fall back down. So that's let's see. Looking at the 30-minute chart, you see how it's going down. It should go down and put in lower histogram tower here, and go negative, which would allow the market to sell off, and then try to recycle back positive, and so that would kind of give it a positive divergence at that point. But at the time it's recycling back positive, I think that the 60-minute chart is going to be falling off and losing steam. So that's why I don't think it's going to rise back up to break the high that will be put in off the very first candle in the morning, off of a possible bull flag move up, a quick move up, and a topping tail. That's why I'm kind of thinking that that's going to happen. I could be totally off on this, but it's just what it's looking like with the charts. If you kind of piece them together, this should continue rolling down, losing steam on the 60 after a quick pop in the morning, okay? And so you pop in the morning within the first 30 minutes or less. You pop, and then you probably, 5 or 10 minutes. I'm just looking for a topping tail. And then a gradual roll down as this rolls down as well. So you get the 30 and the 60, and they're pretty powerful. 30 is going to put some pressure downward on the market, and the 60 should roll over as well. Now the 15 is also the one that's going to support the bull flag. As you can see, it's curling back up, so it should be the one that pops up here, puts in a lower histogram tower than this one, and puts in a negative divergence. So it pops up, comes back down, and then slowly, I'm hoping it's going to roll back down here. I don't know how far. I don't know if it's going to go all the way back down here to gap window or gap fill. Hard to say. May not get to that far. It may only get to this area right here. That would be just a small down day. A small down day, just a few points down. And based upon there's lots of support here as well, so it might just kind of stall out right there, because even when this goes up and then tries to roll back down and pushes down, and the 60s pushing down, I'd say by then the 30s is recycling and trying to push back up. So they're going to be fighting each other tomorrow. That's what they call it a pause day, where it just kind of ends up putting in a spinning top kind of pattern, because the charts are not synced up. They're fighting each other. 5 minutes really worthless. There really ain't nothing to see on the 5 minutes. But so they're going to be out of sync tomorrow because their timing's not synced up. Yesterday they were, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, but this morning they were pretty much in perfect sync. They were pointing up. They were oversold. This one was running up. The 30 was running up because it was down here. It was right there. The MACDs were just coming up at the 0.0 level. They were just pointing up. So as I said in the video, I thought we would go up at least to the 2.5. I wasn't expecting 5.0, but I did expect it to pop up higher. At the same time this morning, when I did yesterday's video, that's what I'm saying, we were sitting right here, aiming up, and we were right here, aiming up. So we was at the 0 line, aiming up on both of them. So it was logical to assume that there was going to be a pop, that just didn't know how high. I really did not expect it to be this high. I thought we would back test this, maybe trade up, push this line, as it stretch this line on up, maybe chop around all day, and then finally roll over. That's what I was really thinking would happen. But I both know that they're going to manipulate this market until the last bear is dead. It's not enough to just go out there and send your hound dogs from hell to chase them down and then shoot them with a bazooka. But if that don't work, you set the forest on fire and burn them out. So bears, it's rough out there for you to be a bear. And when the last bear is dead, this market's going to crash like unreal. We're going to have a 1,000-point drop like that. I really do think that crap is coming. It's going to be ugly when it finally hits. And there won't be no bears left. No bears, and no bulls to get no bulls will be able to get out. Just be selling after selling after selling. So that's just what I'm seeing in the charts. I could be totally wrong. Other people are calling for much higher. They're calling for 1320. Some are calling 1350. I just don't see that. I know that I really think this is a big bear fake out, trying to get the bears out, and they did a good job at it. There's nobody bearish now. So it'd kind of be a topping tail, spinning top kind of pattern is what I look. Slightly negative tomorrow is what I would like to see. Don't know if we're going to get it, but that's what I'd like to see. And then Thursday, a down day again. Don't know if it's going to go and take this out, or just come down here and fill this gap, or what. Don't know how far it's going to go yet. I don't know. Maybe just goes down to this area, puts in a higher low, allows Friday to run up, and then to put in a lower high, allowing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week to really crash. Which again will look very similar to this pattern right here. You see how this large down day went, then 1, 2 up, and then the down day following it put in a higher low than that one. Then the up day following that put in a lower high, and then the following 1, 2, 3 days, 4 days, just crash. So it will not be exactly like this pattern. It won't. But I'm looking for something similar, because the charts are lining up that way, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. You can see here as well right now, if you used to draw a line right here on this here and on the RSI and draw it down, you could go up and roll over, come back down, very similar to what we're seeing right here. Back here, you see, you draw a line right there, you see how it went down. Same kind of scenario, that it would do the same thing, went down and come back up, and then went down and come back up, and then that's kind of what we're seeing right now. And the same thing, follow this crisscrossing action right here with the bears and bulls fighting it out, popping around here. We're doing the same thing right here, crisscrossing, same kind of action. It's very similar. It's not going to play out exactly the same, but it's very similar. Now, of course, if we put in another solid white candle up high like this, then the bears are dead pretty much. You're just going to sit back and wait for that 1350 or 1400. Who knows? I just don't believe it. As long as we don't put in another big, huge update, I think the bears have a chance. So, you know, like this candle here being today, if we put in a candle like this tomorrow, we're done as bears. You know, they're going to take a move like this. But if it's more like this candle being today, and then this candle here being a slightly positive, but I really want to see a negative, you know, candle the next day, then there's still a chance, because that's kind of a pause day. It's kind of a pause day, you know. So it's an up day, but it's not very far. That's what I'm saying. So what we don't want to see is it go much. It's too much higher. You know, maybe that 1313 that they're wanting to hit, let them hit that, then turn. I mean, we were 1307.59. It looks like the close or something. So that's just what I'm seeing. I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but that's just what I'm seeing. Everything points to it. You go over here and look at the VIX charts here on Cobra's blog. It's got a chart of the VIX here. The VIX has done its duty, and refresh the page here. The VIX has went back here 50, basically about 50%. We should, on that pop tomorrow, we should see it run down and hit the fake print of 1710, I believe, was the fake print that we seen on the VIX. So if we see a pop higher in the morning on the bull flag and run down and hit that fake print, then I think that's it, and I think it'll turn and go back up. Because this was a breakout and then a retest. And look where it's retesting. It's retesting that center line here in these Bollinger bands of the upper and lower ones, the center line. And so that still looks bullish to me. The weekly chart on this is bullish. You know, so anyway, that's my thoughts. Good luck for everyone. Hang in there, bears. You know, it will be rewarded if we're still in the game when the market moves down. So good luck, everyone.